Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/surviving infidelity, where OP's girlfriend refused to cut contact with the affair partner, so he kicked her out. Let's begin. How do you get past the betrayal? Posted by Reddit user Surge Monkey.
I replied to someone else's thread and mentioned that I was 4 weeks out from a separation and 2 weeks out from calling off my marriage. Caught my wife of 9.5 years, together 14.5 years, cheating on me, and now I was reliant on her for my emotional security, trying to fix our marriage for 12 months before I couldn't take it anymore and finally ended it. Trust and honesty have been core values I hold very dear to myself, and I've compromised on those values for a year now. The hurt and wound it's left me with is still just as sharp as the day I first discovered it was going on. It's also now the second relationship where I've been the one cheated on, which makes dealing with this even harder. I'm trying desperately to practice mindfulness, find ways to get through the hurt, journaling, distractions, meditation, but I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I found her affair partner's car, an ex-good friend of mine, in the driveway of the home that I used to live in, very early in the morning. It's been less than a month and she's already sleeping with him in her home. She blames me for her affair, and deep down I think she's extremely guilty and ashamed of what she's done and is taking it out on me. I found a book today called Women's Infidelity 2, Breaking Out of Limbo by Michelle Langley, and as I was reading the book, I was just seeing the last few years happening before my eyes. I was reading my recent history, written in a book published in 2008. It's helped me understand her thought process and where she's at because she's literally followed every step given in the book. I can now understand so much of why our relationship was failing, but it doesn't help now. I'm looking for help and trying to get past the hurt. I don't like feeling like this. Some days it's okay. Other days I have to call Lifeline to talk things through. I keep getting stuck on these feelings of betrayal, and all I want to do is hurt her back to make her feel the same pain that I'm feeling. But I know that won't do any good. I'm open to suggestions because right now, all I want to do is talk the years off someone all day and night. I see a therapist once a week at the moment, but that's not enough. I feel like I can't process these feelings as fast as they're bombarding me and then being able to move on from them. Help.
Gentlemen, I want you to listen to this comment by Reddit user Tommy Vomit. It's excellent.
She would have betrayed whoever she was in a committed relationship with. They are wired that way. They have a hole somewhere that can't be filled. It's not you. Would you have entered into a relationship knowing she was gonna cheat? Heck no, not ever. So do a game reset and don't look back. No more passing by houses, no checking social media, etc. You don't wanna replay that game. It sucks, even more so because you know a fair partner. Fuck them both. They'll never be comfortable knowing they are both cheaters. You, on the other hand, will be free to find yourself a great journey and future without guilt. Take ownership of your future. If you're married, start the divorce action. If not, keep eyes forward, don't look back. Best revenge, success, and happiness. So level up and go for it. You got this. And if you should slip, come back here and reread the wonderful and supportive posts from your fellow Redditors. You got this.
Just to add, OP, when my significant other betrayed me many moons ago, here's what helped me move on. I want you to ride your bike. If you don't have one, then go to your gym and use a stationary bike. Do it while listening to your favorite songs, podcasts, or books, whatever the case may be. I want you to do it every day, every single day, for at least 3 months, and then ask yourself again, are you really feeling sad about losing a cheater? And now for today's second story. My girlfriend cheated on me with a coworker. I never expected that from her in a million years, but here we are. I could use some advice on whether it is worth attempting to repair or if I should just cut the ties. Posted by Reddit user Nuclear Core.
Hi everyone. Unfortunately, my girlfriend of almost 3 years recently decided to cheat on me with a coworker. I had previously brought up signs of cheating that I saw, and I wanted her to come clean. I even mentioned the specific guy. She denied everything and came up with lies. Today, I know that my gut feeling was right. Even when confronted, she attempted to lie and deceive. This time I had evidence ready to pull up, which resulted in her apologizing and admitting. I wish she had admitted by virtue of her love for me and her own moral, but it had to be me forcing her hand. To preface, the relationship had been rocky for a period. Last year we went long distance, as I was on exchange for 7 months. During this time, I broke up with her due to concerns about jealousy and overthinking. Looking back, I misinterpreted what she told me. From my perspective, the fact that I was on the other side of the globe brought her pain and concern. This also affected my mental health as I did not want her to feel bad, so I broke it off. We stayed in contact throughout the whole semester abroad, having movie dates and texting about our days. In many ways, it was like being in a relationship, but we were not. At the end of the long-distance period, our texting had gone back to normal, and we had more or less explicitly verbalized that we considered each other boyfriend and girlfriend. When I came home, she picked me up with my family. In the following weeks, we spent a lot of time together going on dates and doing what we always did. There were no signs of anything being wrong. We had quality time, words of affection, and cuddled up. Only one thing was missing: sex. Due to stress and mental health issues on her part, we had only had sex once in the 6 months leading up to my exchange. So, in total we had been intimate in this way just once in a year. The kisses, cuddles, and hugs were there, but the sexual tension had vanished. Because she was mentally exhausted, I tried to be understanding and not push my needs on her. Since I got home, the sex life did not recover despite the stress and mental health issues being more or less resolved. Despite this, things went well for the first 2 months with regards to the dates, physical affection minus sex, and words of affirmation. Then suddenly, in month 3 after returning from long distance, everything changed. We were writing our master's thesis, so naturally time was limited. I have always said that no matter the circumstances, you make time for what you prioritize. Even when writing a thesis, there will be time where you can enjoy a walk together, watch a movie, or cook a meal. I know that she was not working on it all the time, but she told me she was. I was naive and believed her. She started exhibiting more and more signs of cheating, and finally I cracked and checked her phone, where I found what I was suspecting. At first, I kicked her out and broke up with her. I was more angry and disappointed than sad, and I have had a difficult time showing any type of affection towards her. I am lashing out and constantly making references to her infidelity. Granted, it is only the second day of finding out, but I can really feel animosity towards her. It worries me a bit, and I don't normally see this side of myself. However, despite initially breaking things off, we decided to work on it, since she seemed genuinely sorry. She was saying that she loved me and wanted to make it work. She had cheated because she had felt a need for affection and found it in this guy. I've looked through all the messages sent during the period after I returned from exchange, and I just don't recognize this picture. To me, I am initiating hangouts and dates, I am sending cute messages, and I am interested in her day. We were not just hanging around on the couch all day, but rather going out and having experiences together. If she was really miserable during this stage, she must have been for the whole relationship as well. But this is not the case. There is a mismatch between her explanation and what I perceive as the reality. And while I can be wrong and biased here, another recent event made me even more confused. As a natural request, I asked her to text the coworker and tell him that they would no longer be in contact. She told me that it was better to do it in person at the company party in the weekend, since it would clear up things. He would not come to her door knocking and people would be around. No drama. I challenged this, because just texting him to stay away should do the trick. In her apartment, people are only getting in if they are let in, so even if he showed up, it would be redundant. Another detail is, by the way, that he lives literally on the other side of her street, 3 minutes away. What I gather from this is that she would like to end it face to face, because she has feelings for him. I mentioned this for her, and she did say she was herself concerned over the trouble she had with just cutting contact. I asked her if she was in love with him, but she denied this. After work, we are having a talk about all of this later. I feel like the infidelity is disrespectful enough in itself. So is the constant lying and deceiving even when asked directly about cheating, and also the blaming of lack of affection within the relationship, which I do not recognize. However, something I have a really difficult time accepting is that a fundamental step as cutting contact with him is so difficult. It tells me that he is not just a co-worker that she cheated with, but so much more to her. This was not about sex and physicality, but rather emotionally. During the thesis writing, when she was claiming to be too busy to meet up with me for almost a whole month, I found she was repeatedly sleeping over at his place. What is worse is that after the thesis, and after we had spent more quality time together again, she claims that she realized she wants a relationship with me. She had stopped having sex with this guy weeks before, according to her. However, I found that after saying that she wanted the relationship with me and before the cheating was confirmed, she was still staying over in his bed. In fact, it was just 4 days before I found out that she was sleeping at his place. That particular evening, I had asked if we could hang out after work, and she would apparently be way too tired. but not too tired to spend the night and better part of a morning at his place. She adamantly claims that they did not have sex. They had just spent time together as friends since the sex had stopped weeks prior, and now it was just part of their dynamic to cuddle and sleep in the same bed.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
She is really insistent that no sex happened then or the previous times of staying at his place. I find it difficult to believe, but even if it is true, it is still cheating. What also makes me incredibly mad is the jealousy aspect that I mentioned earlier. Repeatedly, I had been asked to adhere to certain limits that she imposed, because she was afraid of me cheating. I have never cheated on her, and I have never been close. I had to stop hanging out one-on-one with female friends at my place. Meanwhile, she is the one who cheats. It is hypocritical on another level. All of this, the cheating, the lying, the hesitation of breaking contact, feelings for the other guy, the hypocrisy, and the recency of the cheating after having declared her love for me. Well, frankly, it is making me boil inside. I'm really happy that I'm at least not sad, because I had that hole in the stomach feeling before. And that is just the worst. I can deal much better with being incredibly angry and disappointed. It's not inhibiting my everyday as much, but it's obviously making it hard to work on anything with her. Alright, this became a really long post. I guess I initially wrote it to get some thoughts about this situation, but I'm pretty sure I know what the comments will say and advise me to do. Either way, writing down your thoughts sometimes clears up the mind, doesn't it? My question to this community would be, taking into context everything, is it realistic to work on the relationship as she claims she wants to? Right now, I'm on the verge of breaking it off for good, but I'm probably being a bit idealistic in thinking there might be a way out of this.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, another excellent comment, but this time it's from Reddit user Terser78.
My man, you are doing everything wrong. Stop setting yourself on fire to keep her warm. She won't even do the bare minimum to help you heal. The first and foremost rule to successful reconciliation is the affair partner must be out of your lives for good. So begins a long toxic cycle of push and pull as she won't ever fully cut off the affair partner, and your terrible codependency on her to be unable to cut her off after such poor behavior until it finally ends. If you want to save yourself a ton of grief and lots of delayed healing, you will implement the 180 and begin gray rocking. But you really aren't capable of it due to such strong codependency, so you'll suffer for a few more months and years until this toxic relationship finally ends, and you will have to spend a ton of months to recover and heal from it. She isn't showing remorse, just guilt. She doesn't get to dictate the terms of your healing. Stop accepting less than the bare minimum. She isn't relationship material. She's simply too messed up emotionally. Take control of your life. Read no more Mr. Nice Guy. You simply aren't advocating for yourself here at all. Learn to love yourself first and foremost.
I have to disagree on a small detail. He did one thing right when he kicked her out and broke up with her. I have to give him credit for that singular thing. Other than that, OP, you should have moved on with your life and kicked her to the streets.
Why are you still here?
Instead, you did the pick-me dance like a damn donut. You absolute buffoon. OP, she's beyond help. Just cut your losses now before you waste any more of your time. Idiot. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.